Well, the death toll keeps climbing after that powerful earthquake and aftershocks hit Turkey and Syria. More than 5,000 people are now confirmed dead after the 7.8 magnitude quake, and authorities fear that number will keep rising. Rescuers in both countries are frantically searching the rubble of thousands of collapsed buildings, looking for survivors. Their efforts, though, being complicated by those freezing temperatures and the aftershocks.
Meantime, countries around the world are now responding to calls for assistance. In the U.S., a rescue team from Virginia has been dispatched to Turkey. The Task Force 1 team is from Fairfax County Urban Search and Rescue, and it consists of 79 people and 6 dogs. They will help look for survivors who are still trapped in the rubble.
And Toronto disaster relief organization Global Medic is already mobilizing teams and supplies bound for both Turkey and Syria.
CP24 Steve Ryan is live at the warehouse with more on that. And Steve, we're really getting a show and tell of what exactly is being sent to both Turkey and Syria.
Yeah, Jen, we are, and we're fortunate to have Raul with us again. He is the founder of Global Medic. And Raul, just very briefly, can you just show us or explain to us as we're walking what we're seeing here?
Yeah, this is our production area. So you can see the volunteers are going to come in and they're going to pack like hygiene kits over there. They're going to pull in solar lights from it as well. They're going to assemble these water purification units. So some of the volunteers are coming in early. They're going to set up tables just to get this ready so we can pack a ton of aid, turn them into family emergency kits, and then get them onto aircraft into Turkey and then out to families in need, both in Turkey and Syria. You'll see some of the kits when they're ready to go. We stack them here and then we get them to air freight height as well.
Now, are these kits already ready to go? As you said, these are the ones you're talking about?
Yeah, these kits are all set to go, and then we just pack them and skid them and then shrink wrap them. We ought to put airway bill labels and everything else on them along with other identification, and out they go.
I got a lot of questions for you, so very quickly, what are in these kits here?
Well, this is everything from a point-of-use water purification unit to a hygiene kit to a solar light. This is all kinds of solutions to problems that families now face because of the earthquake.
Let me ask you, what's the difference in the response going into Turkey as opposed to going into Syria? I imagine there's got to be a difference.
Well, there's about 10 million people that are affected in Turkey, but there's literally 45 international teams that are either in or on their way in that are going to work those rubble piles, pop up field hospitals, and help. So the world is coming to help Turkey, and rightfully so, because they desperately need it. Across a border, just a few miles away, you go into Syria, a country that's been 12 years in civil war. There's about 4 million people that are displaced that are living up in that northwest. They can't go into Turkey now. They're affected. They can't go back to government-controlled areas because they'll die. They'll be killed. There's no place for them to go, and no one is coming to help them. If you compare it, if you're trapped under a building right now and you're on the Turkish side, there's a chance an international team is trying to pull you out. On the Turkish side, that'll happen, hopefully. On the Syrian side, you'd be lucky you had 2 16-year-old kids with a sledgehammer.
Wow, that really puts that in perspective. So your team is sending people in there. Are you getting resistance or are you getting cooperation from others?
Well, we can't go into Syria, right? We can't work in there. We haven't been able to go in there in a few years. We're lucky. We've got a lot of hospitals. We've got a lot of partners that we support in Syria. We get them aid like this, medical supplies, other aid. The thing we're worried about is that border shutting down or the supply chain really shutting down because we can only come in from the Turkish side. Now remember, if there was 100 trucks that used to help there, those trucks are going to be needed in Turkey as well, right? So we're worried about that. There's no resistance or aid coming in. There's just a matter of the availability of resources. And now the area that we access people by has been affected. And there's people that have needs in Turkey as well. And on the Turkish side, we have lots of great partners. Back in 2011, big earthquake, we came in, we popped up one of our field hospital units. The Turkish teams actually ran it. We popped it up. We were out in a few days. They ran it for a few months, and then they gave it back to us when they were done. So they're very good at this. I'm just really worried about the Syrian side because there's no support.
So very quickly, I'm pressed for time here. You will send those packages to the Syrian border, and then you will work on trying to get them across to the people in need. Is that correct?
Yeah, so this aid will go right into Turkey. So some of it will go to Turkish folks that are affected. Some will go right up to the border, and then our teams will grab them, and our partners will grab them, and then distribute them out into Syria as well. And then we're also going to focus on some food delivery as well.
Thanks again for doing this. It's tremendous work, so I appreciate it. That was Raul Soong. He is the founder of this very important charity organization that, as you heard, is going to send all of this good stuff over to Turkey and into Syria where those people desperately need help.
Saving efforts indeed. Okay, Steve Ryan live in Etobicoke. Appreciate the update from there, Steve. Thank you.